Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku daily analysis for the SP 500 for Thursday, October the 14th, 2010. Well, a change of trend today to the downside, and we now have a candle that's made a lower high and a lower low. We also have a red body that's gone along with that candle, and that means that previously where we had the green bodies, and they were relatively larger green bodies, we had the buyers making net bullish progress. Today we've had the sellers making net bearish progress, so that's a change of character for this market. Unfortunately for the bears, they weren't strong enough to close this market down below the midpoint level of the range. So that means that they failed to take control of this market. With the market closing up above that midpoint level, even though the bears made net bearish progress, as opposed to the bulls making progress, the bulls were still strong enough to close this market in control. Now, it was only a very weak amount of control, so it wasn't very strong. But the thing is, when you're beginning a downtrend, you would like to see the bears taking control of the market. Now, the candle shows us a very long shadow on the bottom of this relatively small body, and that represents buying coming in. And the buying came in down around these levels as the sellers lost commitment. So the sellers were strong enough to take out the previous low and change the trend. So we had a lower high and a lower low, but they were not strong enough to maintain the market down around those levels. And the buyers came back in and bought the market back up. So that doesn't really look too healthy for the sellers at the moment. The overriding factor is, though, that we did have a change of trend to the downside. We do have a candle with a lower high and a lower low, and the trend in that first time frame has changed to the downside. So I'd have to say, on balance, fairly indecisive trading in the market at the moment, with the change of trend, but the bears not supporting that change of trend. It really, the chances of the trend continuing down are probably not what you'd like to see, but then again, the bulls aren't looking very strong either. Now, to the downside, if the market does continue trending down, there is still a good possibility that it will do that. The area around 1163 should hold as potential support for this market. We can see here that there was downside price rejection as the market traded around there. And then we have the Tenkan-sen coming into play, and that's turned flat. And when that turns flat, price action may be attracted back towards there, and that's trading at around 1158. So in the next trading day, if we do continue trending down, then we should look for support coming in there and should look for buyers coming in. If the buyers come back in, then it could be a good opportunity for us to go long again and look for higher levels again. Because we are overall trading in a higher time frame uptrend. If we look at this, we have a series of higher peaks and higher troughs, and that's one way that we can time entry into a higher time frame uptrend. Now, if that level is taken out, if we don't see any bullishness coming in, then we have very strong potential support at 1150. We can see here that it was previous strong resistance, and we know that support and resistance can change character. So there is a strong chance that that will hold as resistance. Down below there we have the Kijun-sen trading at 1142, and that will be a very strong level of support for this market. Now, that hasn't turned flat yet. It's still pointing up, reflecting the strong upside momentum that we have in this market in the medium-term time frame, and it's pretty much reflecting what's going on with the bigger swings in the market rather than the smaller first time frame trend that we have at the moment. Now, we are trading up above the cloud and substantially above there, so the market is looking very, very strong, but also looking very, very overbought. And the further we get away from that cloud, then the better the chance that the market will retrace back towards it, and the cloud represents the mean in the longer term time frame. So we may have some sort of an indication now that the market's about to retrace part of this first time frame upswing that we had, trading up from 1133. But as I've said, it's not terribly strongly supported by the bears, so we do need to take that into account. The market is also trading above the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen, so the market has an overall positive bias. And down below these levels, we have very strong support, a couple of windows that were opened as well. So, but the market won't be trading down there anytime too soon. So we should be looking towards the area around 1163 and 1158 initially as areas of support. To the upside, if the trend changes again, then obviously the area around 1179, 1183, and then up to 1191 if the market trades up through that temporary swing high at 11.83, then the market could be trading up at 11.91 before the week's out if we do see any bullishness coming back into this market.